Hello, my lovely Taurus friends. I hope you're doing well. This is Anna, and this is a reading for you. It is timeless. So whenever you come across the reading, if it resonates, it's your message at that time. Forgive my nails. The nails are the reason why I haven't done your reading sooner. I've been doing some art crafty things and my nails get messed up. I don't know why I insist on doing them because they always get messed up. So forgive the nails. Okay, Spirit, what are we doing? I want to let's get an overall energy and then we'll go from there. Overall energy. I'll shuffle one more time. And we'll do it at the cut to make it easier for me. Oh, very nice. That card it's loaded with messages. Can I pick it up? So this card represents the Hierophant, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. I never remember what these cards in all these decks represent, and it doesn't even matter. I think it is the Hierophant. So there's that. It's possible that some of you are thinking of, to me, it's heavy on the education part. So some of you are finishing a degree or a continuing education course, or you're thinking of perhaps wanting to do that. There's also some, for someone here, the desire to do that is tied to almost like a promise made to someone in your life, family, friend, loved one. It feels more heavy on family, like a promise made to a family member. Yes, I'll finish my degree. Yes, I'll do this, I'll do that. Do some reflecting on that to see where the desire is, if it's to please someone else, or is it really a dream that you had that someone was encouraging you to complete, and you're being reminded. Which is it? Is it something you're feeling obligated to finish because you made a promise to someone, or is it something that you truly have wanted to do and you're feeling inspired by someone? I feel that person is at a distance from you, or perhaps they've passed on already. I don't feel like this person is on a regular basis in your life anymore. That's a very specific message for someone. And so you're feeling inspired to either resume something that you had stopped doing, or to continue finishing, even though it's been difficult, this journey that you've been on. I feel it's related to education or a career track, something like that. There's a factor of loyalty here, okay? There's a factor associated with loyalty. Whatever it is, it's inspiring you to improve something for yourself. And I feel it's a skill. It's finishing, again, like I said, a degree, getting a higher education, pursuing something that's going to just improve your life. But those things can be challenging, Sometimes you lose the momentum. Sometimes life gets in the way, and it makes it harder to pursue this dream. And we put our dreams aside because we feel that the practicalities of life are more important, or take more priority in your life. And why is that? Maybe reflect on that. Why do I put my dreams, my wishes on the back burner to help others, to fulfill others' wishes? Is there something to that? Is there something you identify with that? There's also for some others a desire to reconnect with, again, a long lost person or people in your life. And there's maybe a little bit of a conflict there. It's, again, time to reflect on that. I got all that from that card. Dang. Okay. It's about maturing. It's about evolving. You are evolving, maturing, seeing things from a different perspective. You maybe are able to see if there was a disconnection with a loved one. There may have been reasons at that point for that to happen. But now with time and space, you're able to see things in a different way. So you have a different perspective. The loyalty jumps out at me a lot. The little dog represents for me and maybe for everyone else loyalty. But that loyalty can also tie you into, if you are not a balanced, grounded person that's following your path, in a grounded way, the loyalty can turn into obligation. It can turn into a codependency. Oh, because I'm loyal to this person, because they are my parent, my sibling, my whatever. I have to do this, and it becomes toxic at some point. It becomes a negative experience. So, okay. Taurus. That was a lot. This is a lot. This is why I've been cutting, because that's too much. I know, but it's too much. There's big cards. You may be going, there's a codependency. I'm not lying to you. I know what I'm talking about. There's the codependency right there. The Two of Cups in reverse. It's tied to a person or people. It could be a group of people that you're codependent with, parents, whatever. Where you're feeling, I'm seeing, I will look at this now, and there's the balance, right? There's the balance. There's the resistance to making a change. But that's the end of a chapter. The end of a chapter of codependency. You're in the process of oh, it's all there, man. Here, just figure it out. It's all there. Whew. At some point, someone, because this is the story I'm seeing, and if it's not your story, it's okay. Your story can be in another reading somewhere. Okay? They're not always all going to resonate. Just keep that in mind when you watch readings. Every single time is not going to be the jackpot of your story, right? Or a message. Maybe the guidance will be important for you, so you can maybe fast forward. If this part doesn't resonate, fast forward to the guidance. Okay? Maybe I'll try and do that from now on. I'll try and put the timestamp of the guidance, because maybe sometimes that's all people want to hear. But there's guidance throughout this whole reading, okay? My readings are about guidance for the most part. All right. Circle back. Stay focused. I see the codependency, and it could be regarding that's what I was talking about, the obligation of caretaking for someone, and you feel guilty about it because you feel like you feel obligated to take care of someone. Or going back, maybe you have been away from family and now there's elderly parents, or there's someone who needs assistance, and you're feeling drawn but feel conflicted about it because there's been issues there. Issues have to be resolved. If you want to. You don't have to resolve your issues. I don't want to force that on people. I've come to the understanding for myself, there's things I don't need to resolve. And that alone gives you freedom, to be honest. Not everything has to be microanalyzed and oh, now I got to figure this part of my life. Now I got to heal this. You don't have to. If you don't feel you have to. Now, you can make that decision to kind of push that and put that in a vault and throw it away, or put it away, put it in the dark corner of a closet somewhere. You can do that if you have been a reflective person and understand yourself and know that there's really, that part of you is really okay with moving on. Okay? I see I see someone conflicted here. Maybe this reading is just for one person. I see lots of emotional baggage associated with having to go back. And I keep seeing that. Go back. I gotta go back. But there's still because there's a codependency there. You have a loyalty about you. That you feel the need to sacrifice. It's like a sacrifice. I'm feeling a sacrifice here. But what made you leave a situation? What made you leave that situation was feeling alienated because you were different. You had different beliefs, different behaviors, different whatever, and you were kind of like, and family does that. We that's a whole complicated subject, how we choose our families in the spirit world. These are just my beliefs. I don't know. I don't have proof, so don't ask me. How do I know? It's just something I believe after a lot of reflection. I think that there was there was a rejection here, and now someone feels an obligation to go and take care of someone, or because you want approval. Oh, look, I've improved. I'm not the person I was before when you were unhappy with me. I've improved. I have a degree. I have a good job. I'm not doing drugs. Whatever it was, whatever the thing was. But the wound is still very much still open. You haven't healed that wound. You haven't healed it. That's for someone that hasn't healed it. There's other people who may have experienced this that have created the balance within, and this is the end of a chapter. Now you do have success. You do have, maybe this was a phase before as you had to leave a situation or leave your family, and there was guilt involved there, and there was some type of rejection, but still the tie that kept you tied to that codependency was still there while you were getting your degree, getting your life together, or creating your own sense of self, your own sense of who you really are away from family. Everyone should have that opportunity to do that. I'm seeing someone who's been able to go through that emotional baggage. Some are still tied here, though. Some haven't reached this point, but you're reaching the end of this chapter of whatever this clingy kind of codependency was. If you still feel the rejection, if you still feel alienation from that original group, from the family group, I see a family there. So to me, it's family. But it could be whatever you think it is, however it resonates for you. It could have been a relationship. It feels heavy family to me. Okay? And now it's like, oh look, I'm better now. I'm someone you can be proud of. That's what I keep seeing. That requires not like in your face. Look what I did. Suck it. Right? It's not that. It's actually you have pride because the person I'm seeing here has been able to balance things out. They have inner peace. So I have two groups of people that have a similar experience. Two groups of people here that are still in the emotional baggage, and the ones that but whatever it is, there's an end of a chapter here. And if you haven't been able, you won't reach the achievement and the true success. I'm not talking about physical 3D world success. I'm talking about a well-balanced being, right? with your career, yes, your education, your improvement as a human being, emotional healing of things that need to be healed, a balanced spiritual life, all of that stuff, right? Connection with nature, all those things that we should be doing. I'm seeing here a person that's still holding on, that hasn't healed, that maybe has achieved a success that the family would be proud of. I'm doing air quotes a lot because that's all superficial, very kind of toxic family stuff. They're impressed by a degree. They're impressed by the cool new car. They're impressed by the house you bought. Those things are not important. And I hope you understand that. I'm sure you who are watching this channel understand that. So if you are in this group of people who have focused on achieving something, on improving, whatever you've tried to improve in your life, something that you think your family would be impressed by, whatever that means. But you still have that emotional baggage. You still feel obligated to prove something to a group of people or a person in particular. There's still some reflecting to do there. There's still some processing to do. There's still some healing to do. Look at that. Just look at it. Why am I feeling, why was I rejected? Why was I rejected? Is this something that I could control? Is it something because is it them or is it me? It's usually both. Sorry. Everyone contributes to the pain. Everyone throws in a little piece to everyone throws ingredients into the big pot of pain and suffering and imbalance. So look at what you contributed. Look at how you were maybe, contributing to the toxicity of whatever that was. If you have to return, why do you feel you have to return? What is that? Is it still that elastic cord that pulls you back because you feel guilty about something? Process that stuff. Again, like I said in the beginning, you don't have to. But if you're feeling like, yeah, there's still something that's holding me back, why do I feel this need to, I'm obligated. Don't feel obligated to do nothing. Trying to control my potty mouth. Don't feel obligated to do anything. Why do you feel obligated? Ask those questions. Look at the situation. If it's parents, did they learn how to parent me from their parents who were toxic AF, right? Has it been a generational pattern of toxicity that's been passed on? Can I recognize that? Can I understand that maybe they struggled? I don't know. Try and get a perspective on what their life was, if that's the case. And see it from a different perspective. We don't have the hanged man here, do we? Hanged man? No. But take the hanged man's perspective. He flips himself upside down so he can see the world in a different way, so that he can try and find an understanding and try and make sense of what's happening or what happened. You understand? I see the end. No matter what, there's an end of a chapter. So either there's elderly parent. Let's be realistic. There's either elderly parent or parent that are ailing and need assistance, and they're about to, at some point, transition. Everybody does. We all pass away. That's a reality we have to understand, And then maybe you feel like a little bit of a guilt, because you were a loyal person. That's a beautiful quality to have. But when you are in an imbalanced situation where you're not processing you don't have to process everything. Process the stuff that keeps you tied with guilt. And then you feel obligation, and then you get angry, and then you feel unhappy. You don't want that. You want to, if you're going to bother moving back to help, to take care, or bring them to your home, whatever the situation is, do it because you're doing it out of love, not obligation. The obligation attached to emotional baggage and feeling a rejection and never having dealt with that or processed that. You don't have, by the way, you can do that for yourself within yourself. You don't have to have a conversation with the people, because the people might not understand where you're coming from. They might not understand all this stuff about, processing your emotions. They might think that all that is bullshit. So you have to process and heal within yourself for yourself. That's it. And understand that that's the only thing you're going to get. You're not going to get the I'm sorry from the other person necessarily. Maybe you will on their deathbed. And that can be healing, right? But you don't want to wait till, what if it doesn't happen? Then you're like, wait a minute. And then they're gone. And you're like, oh, shite. I didn't get my closure. Give yourself your closure. Dang, I'm lecturing you now. There's an end of a chapter of this process here. So the end of the chapter could be someone coming to the end of their life. Okay, that's the reality. And you have pending issues, pending emotional baggage, right? There's mourning, there's sadness here. And a resistance. So you have to deal with that. If you want, you don't have to. But then you're going to deal with it after you're still going to have to deal with it at some point. Only you are the person that you have to impress. You don't have to impress anyone. You impress yourself, your higher self, by accomplishing the things that you feel you want to accomplish in this lifetime. You don't have to impress a damn person. No one. Oh, Taurus, I'm giving it to you. You will reach a point, and this is a process. Could be a long process, okay? I'm not saying this is happening tomorrow. Remember, this is timeless. So this could be happening at any point. If you resonate with this in any way, the way for you to really feel a sense of achievement, of belonging, because there's a disconnection here between what I see as family and there's a longing. You see the wise man looking back at that little family in the background. The wise man with the loyal dog, that's his loyalty, okay? Look at the book of wisdom, right? Looking back, longing. There's a longing for a family that you didn't have, right? That fantasy family that we all hope we would have been a part of. Some people are fortunate because that's what they chose. They were ready to have just a peaceful, happy family. The rest of us chose the challenging family. How can I be challenged? What can I learn in this lifetime? What can I learn? How can I process? How can I get out of this myself? How can I fix this for myself within myself? By finding balance, by understanding, by creating a situation of an environment for yourself that creates inner peace. If you're feeling, I keep seeing, and this is the that jumped out at me now, the unwelcome change. You're being maybe forced to look at and reconcile a situation that you're not ready to deal with. It could be, again, ailing parents, a parent, or a situation that's happening in a family that you're being asked to come back into, that maybe you had escaped. You never escape it if internally you're still dealing with emotional baggage, with feeling rejection, with that kind of alienation. That's something you gotta deal with, man. I'm just saying, just deal with it. Deal with it so that you can feel like I have a purpose and I'm fulfilling my purpose. Maybe it's to bring a little understanding of, yes, processing and reflection and harmony to a family that doesn't believe in that stuff. And they're going to maybe say, here's our crazy person. Here's the crazy person of the family. Maybe that is the way it is. But maybe that's part of your purpose, to bring a little bit of that light into their life an understanding, maybe before they pass, maybe, who knows? I don't know. I don't know your specific situation. But if you understand this type of codependency, and it's an invisible codependency, because you were somehow able to release yourself or escape that toxic family situation, and you're still tied to it, and it's an invisible tie, deal with it. Deal with it. Know that you only need to impress yourself. You will never change people's opinions. You will never be able to change their behaviors. Never. No matter what you do. Unless, and it could be subtle. You can affect how people believe and how they behave in a subtle, energetic way. By you doing the things that you believe in, accomplishing your goals, you become an example, and they may not verbalize it, but they notice it, and they may never tell you, and that's what you want. I think there's a person here, this person that's still in this turmoil wants the actual recognition. I want them to say, I'm proud of you, and you may never get that, and you have to become okay with that. The person here that is celebrating the end of a chapter of being tied to that codependency is someone who has come to understand, I don't need that recognition from anybody. I give it to myself. The universe gives it to me by bringing in the people into my life that are part of my soul tribe, people that actually recognize me without me needing them to recognize me. I hope that makes sense. I see someone here who has inner peace. Someone here who does not have inner peace. Whatever it is, this chapter is going to end, whether you have inner peace or whether you don't. It's up to you. Where do you want to be? You can start the work. Maybe you've begun the work already. And maybe that's something you have to just process, and you have to continue processing it, and one day it'll be better and one day it'll be not so great, and that's fine. That's what the balance is about. It's always a constant movement of the scales, back and forth, and that's just the way it is. There's good days and there's bad days. I didn't even need my clarifiers today. I'm getting you your guidance. I hope this helped for whoever is resonating with that. Here's your guidance. Oh, well, no, not all that. Excuse me. If you can give me one, that would be great. But if not, I will pick it. Is this one? No, it's not. Don't try and sneak it in. Whew. Okay, I'll pick it. The middle one. This is great. This is something that maybe some of you want to hear. It's your lucky day. There's new resources of money, time, or support coming your way. You see, it's possible. It's possible that all that's coming in from something that you're being attracted to come back to. Maybe there's a change in a job or a promotion. That's part of that achievement and success because you've been preparing yourself for that. Either through the work you're doing, through a continuing education, a finishing of a degree, you're receiving the recognition. This is the universe giving you your recognition. This is not coming from a specific person, from your past, no matter what ties you have to that person. That's an accomplishment that you created for yourself. There you go. Okay, last guidance here. What was I going to say? For Taurus? No, Taurus? Let me pick it. You know what I'm doing. Come on. There's the strength right there. Strength. Oh, let me read it. Excuse my throat. Strength comes from many sources. Staying strong brings confidence, conviction, and a balanced body, mind, and soul. Spirit has its own unique and beautiful way of replenishing your soul with strength on a continual basis. You're never really alone, as we're always with you. That's from your guides, that message. They're always with you. They're always supporting you. They're always encouraging you. You may not know it, you may not feel it, but they're always there. Always, through the thick and the thin and the ugly and the pretty, all of it. All right, Taurus, I hope that you enjoyed the reading. I hope it resonated and helped give you some ideas on what you need to do moving forward. Stay blessed. Till next time. Bye-bye.